Hello, and welcome back to the channel, the Nerdy Magpie, for day, what is today's?
Day 11.
It's day 11 of the 24 WIPS of Christmas. Almost halfway through. I'm David.
And I'm Bonnie.
And today Bonnie's going to show you what she was working on, and then we're going to do our number, and then we're going to do something a little different at the end.
Also, how did you get these lights not to...
It's brighter outside.
Make him quit.
Yeah.
Those two are being nuts.
Our dog and our cat are deciding to play on top of the whip box, so...
Yeah, let's not do that.
It's brighter outside, so the lights don't look so flashy. So, if you want to go ahead and show them.
Okay, so I did work on my Boo Spook haunt this morning, but when I was down in El Paso where my kids are, or my grandkids and my son and daughter-in-law, I kitted up quite a few of these whips. And I might have been busy with the baby, I'm not sure, but I did not cut this long enough. And so I am going to have to start something new. This is it. I put Spook right here. Thought I had a lot more room, but I still got to put Boo right here, and there's a little square here and then the name Boo. So, and then when you go down under Boo, there will be a, oh, let me try to do this a little better. There will be a ghost underneath and some flowers. And by the time I'm done with all that, it'll be way over here, and I will not have enough room to finish it into anything. And I'm not going to spend all that time working on this and then it end up not working out. I've done that before, and it's no. And so I'm going to leave this kitted, but I'm going to be starting something new. And the new thing I'm going to be starting is Tiny Modernist. I told you all.
You actually have the pattern over there if you want me to get it.
No, I don't. That's not the one I want to do.
Okay.
I've decided to do something else. Anyways, I'm going to show it to you real quick, what I was looking at doing. And then I wanted to do more ornaments this year to put on this tree here. This tree. And so anyways, I'm going to be doing the Tiny Modernist. I do believe there's 12 of these. Let me see if they show all 12. Let's see if I can get it big enough. I'll have David insert a bigger picture, but these are them here. So I'm going to be working that one at a time. And you'll have to put a bigger picture so they can see it better. But these are so cute. And I haven't seen anybody else do these. So if you know of anybody that has done these, let me know. Because I think these are going to be so cute. So these are Tiny Modernist by, they're the Woodland Christmas. And it says the stitch count altogether will be 173 by 229. But that's for the full design. But I'm going to be doing these individually. So I think they're going to end up being really cute. I'm not sure if I'm going to do all of them because I really don't like nutcrackers.
Neither do I.
I just don't. Our son-in-law loves nutcrackers. And I just find them, I don't know. Maybe because my daughter was in the Nutcracker for, she performed in the Nutcracker for how many years?
I don't know.
Way too many. So anyways, I think I've discussed this before on my channel. But, yeah. That's going to take a long time to get over. She did a wonderful job. Nutcracker's a wonderful tradition to go and see. But when you've worked behind the scenes and everything, no. I'm just done. So.
Okay. So today is number 11. Pull it out. Come on, number 17.
Wow.
All right. Put that back in there.
I do not remember 17. Any of these as far as what is wrapped. So
Number 17.
I really like these surprises. I hope
She
you
does.
all are enjoying these as much as we enjoy them, because this is fun.
We had a lot of fun with yesterday's video, and so I enjoyed. I didn't know if I wanted to do this or not, because I'm not really a big person on doing videos and stuff, but I've enjoyed doing this with Bonnie. So
And hopefully afterwards he'll continue doing this with me.
I'll make special appearances.
You're going to be there every time. I don't have a... Yeah, I do, I guess. So you've already seen the needle book. The next thing I'm going to do is the sampler scissor keep. I've already got the colors all picked out and everything, so that's going to be fun. So that is the 17th one. David will have to put a bitter one, but the scissors go in this little pocket here. And then you also have a little scissor fob here. I just thought that was so pretty. So that's what I'll be doing. And let me see. I don't think I made a... I'm probably going to do this on 18 count like I normally do. I don't think I have anything written down. I do not. So this is that an N or an R? Banbury, I think.
Yeah, Banbury
Row. And it's a sampler scissors keep. And I found this on Etsy. It's not very big. And I'm excited about it. I love scissors. Scissors are... Some people are you know, they like their different things to collect. I, for some reason, love scissors.
Mm-hmm.
And I like good scissors, not cheapy scissors. I like ones that are decorative or old-fashioned or vintage. I just love the looks of them. My friend Angie from the Threaded Treasure said...
Threaded Treasures.
Yeah. She got me 1 year, so we've known each other since we were 8 years old. And she always sends me something for my birthday and for Christmas. So 1 year she sent me this Christmas, and I was like, what in the world is this? Because it was a pair of scissors about this big, just super tiny. And I thought, what in the world are those? And I showed them to my husband, and they haven't had a name on them. And I was like, I don't know what these are. And so Angie called me up, and she says, how did you like your Christmas? And I was kind of like, yeah, that was really nice. You know, I didn't want to be mean, but I thought, what the world are these things? Because they were just so tiny. I mean, just real tiny. She goes, do you know what those are? And I said, scissors. She said, yes, but do you know what kind of scissors they are? I said, no. And so she told me that they're those really expensive ones from Japan. They made them out of the samurai swords.
Yeah, they're hand forged.
Yeah, they're hand forged and everything. And
very nice scissors.
Very nice. Well, I just fell in love with them. They cut wonderful. Everything, I mean, they felt good in your hand, even though they were super tiny. And then, I don't know what happened to them. I think they're called kohanas.
I don't remember.
I think maybe my friend Angie can correct me if she wants. But anyways, and if she tells me what they are, I will rewrite them. But anyways, I have lost them somewhere. I have looked through everything, and I think what happened was I have a trash can right next to my sewing chair, and it's underneath my cross stitch stand, and I'm thinking that those scissors went in the trash and I didn't notice, and so they're gone. And I would love another pair, absolutely love another pair. So I figured I could make this, maybe get another pair, I'm not sure, and put that scissor fob on there so they won't fall in the trash next time. Anyways, so that's what happened. I love scissors, by the way.
Oh yeah, she has a lot of ginghams, and you have
not ginghams.
Not ginghams.
Gingers.
Yeah.
And I like the I used to like the old they're not Fishers. Are they Fishers? No.
I can't even think.
The Fiskars.
Fiskars. Yeah.
I like the old Fiskars. I don't like the new ones. And I have my mother's old sewing scissors, and Angie one year got me a really nice pair for my sewing. And then David got me a pair that were like serrated on the inside, and they hold things so well. They grip it real tight. So, sorry about that, Kazooie. Please don't do that.
He's been in a mood the last few days.
Today's been sunshiny for, I don't know how many days it's been since it was sunny.
I don't know.
So I think he's feeling good about himself. But anyways, okay.
So this next part, we thought since we've been on here and we've introduced you to family members and we've introduced you to different things we've done, we would go ahead and tell you a little bit about ourselves. Some interesting thing about ourselves.
So we're going to each tell 4 interesting facts.
But one of the interesting things I would like to say, and it's not necessarily about me or her, but you know we've been married 33 years.
No.
Yeah, 92.
34. No, we got married in 91. Thank you very much.
Oh, Micah was born in 92. That's right.
We were not.
Okay.
Okay.
34 years. I'm sorry.
Going on 35.
And one interesting thing is that Bonnie was born in Thermopolis, Wyoming. And
what's interesting about that?
Well, the interesting thing is that my parents, when I was little, were traveling through that area, and they had a wreck or something, and my mom had broken, I think, her collarbone.
No, her breastbone.
Her breastbone, and so she was taken to the hospital there in Thermopolis, and we didn't. My dad and I didn't have a place to stay, so they recommended this older couple that lived close to the hospital, and they allow people to stay in their room. You know, they had a room, people to stay, so we stayed there. And we believe that it was Bonnie's grandparents' house. So we knew each other way before we knew each other. So that's kind of interesting.
Yes.
So.
And plus, we started dating when we were 16.
Yeah.
So we were best friends before that. But anyways, okay. Did you want to name yours, or do you want to? I'll name one, and then you'll name one. And we'll go back forth. By the way, you got the cat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One interesting fact about me is when I was 18 years old for our senior trip, and we had to save up for this senior trip, I went to a small Christian school, and we went to Cancun, Mexico to help some missionaries. And so we got to see Cancun, Mexico that most people don't get to see. Would you please shut that door? And so while I was there, we went to Chichen Itza, and it was before it was a big tourist attraction. This was in 1988. I'm dating myself. But anyways, they had it looks like a pyramid. I don't know if they call it a pyramid, but it's a Mayan temple in Chichen Itza. And it went straight up. David will show a picture of it.
Yeah.
But it went straight up and had a chain that you had to hang on to. Mind you, it was all crumbled. The steps were all crumbled, and I'm talking, it was a lot of steps. And I wrenched my knee, and my knee still hurts me to this day over that. But that was really interesting to see, because you were walking in the jungle, and then all of a sudden it opened up, and there was the temple, and then there was the court where they played kind of like lacrosse, if you know what lacrosse is. And whoever lost, they all got their heads chopped off, and they had the altars where you could still see the blood on the altars, where it had seeped in and was darker than the rest of the stone. So that was really interesting, and that's an interesting fact about me. I don't know if you can climb it anymore. I'm thinking you can't, but inside, up at the very top, there's like a square, and inside there was another one of those Mayan god altar things. And anyways, it was really interesting.
Well, one interesting fact, I guess, about my life is that I believe I got my first tattoo when I was 45. That's not my middle finger, so please don't be offended. It's my ring finger. And the reason I got the tattoo, I've never had a tattoo. I've never really been interested in tattoos, but I had just graduated from being a machinist, and working around that kind of equipment, any rings, jewelry, loose clothing will rip fingers off, arms off, legs off, whatever. And so I went and got a tattoo of my wedding ring so that way I could have a wedding ring and not have to worry about my finger getting ripped off.
Very interesting. Okay, another fact about me is we have 4 children. They're 33, 32, 28, and 21. Or 22. She just turned 22.
Yeah, you better not get that wrong. She'll never forget.
She's already told me off last night about midnight for calling her out on the internet. But anyways, I homeschooled every one of them, from some of them from pre-K all the way up to 12th grade, but the other 3 I did from kindergarten to the 12th grade. So I homeschooled for 26 years, and I have a degree in early childhood education. So I've been around children forever, and so I just really loved it. But I honestly thought about going back to college and to finish my degree, but after homeschooling for 26 years, I think I've done my due diligence. So.
Yes.
So that was a fact
and
about
now,
me.
And with nowadays teachers, you probably know a ton more than they do.
I learned more homeschooling. Let's put it this way. I learned more homeschooling than I did when I was in school. I've been through school 5 times now.
That's true. That's true. So the second interesting thing, and you may not know this, and you probably don't know this because
I know this.
She knows it.
Of course you don't know it, and nobody else knows it because you're not, they don't know you.
That's true.
Okay.
Except for my children. So, anyways, the year that I got my finger tattooed, the next tattoo I got was on my other finger, on the other hand, not the middle. This is the bird, this is the feather. It's the feather finger. So, it is a dagger. And the reason I got that tattoo is because the tattoo artist that tattooed my ring, he was talking to me, and the little thing that most people don't know is I make custom knives. Now, I'm not very marketable on it right now because I used to, where I worked, had full range of equipment that I could use, so it was easy for me to make them, but now it's not because I have to use hand tools, so it takes a little longer. So I had made him a custom knife out of a lawnmower blade, and he gave me that free tattoo. So I do make custom knives.
And he does beautiful work. He won't put it out there, but
I'm a little leery because there's so many custom makers nowadays that, you know.
But there's custom makers, and then there's those that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. Okay. The third interesting fact about me that is kind of a hard thing for me to talk about, but my sister and I were almost kidnapped. And, yeah. And I can still see the guy's face to this day. I'm sure he went on to do other things because of how he went about, and it was very hard for my sister and I. And I will tell you, we are Christians, and the Lord protected my sister and I, because everything that happened in that instance, should have never, we should have been gone. And we were not. And let's just put it this way, the guy was a real pervert. And it's scary. I guess that's why I've been a little bit overly protective of my kids and leery about my grandkids doing certain things and stuff like that. And it always makes a big impression. So it was at a time when people didn't talk about that kind of stuff. They didn't really, you walked everywhere and didn't think nothing about it. So you were innocent. It was an innocent thing.
Right.
So, okay.
Of course, I said I graduated with a certificate for machinist. And then I went back to school and got a, associate's degree in general engineering. And I worked as a tool maker for a big company that made parts for Volkswagen. And so I love that job. I absolutely love the job. But due to an injury I had in the military, after about 5 years of working there, I just couldn't do the job anymore physically. And so from there, I went on to become 100% disabled, and it was a rough time.
He's a 100% disabled veteran.
Right. And at the time, I didn't understand what the Lord had been working all the time. I was questioning, and it was a hard time for us because, we had hardly any income coming in, and I was trying to support a wife and 2 children, and but God helped us through it, and I couldn't see the plan at the time, but now I look at it, and life still isn't easy, but it's better.
Yes. Okay, the last thing, and like I said, I'm a Christian. My husband's a Christian. We believe the Bible when it says, "It's appointed unto man once to die, and after that, the judgment." But I do believe there's things on this earth that cannot be explained, and things you shouldn't be messing with. And not that I messed with any, because I haven't, but I have seen at least 3 spirits in my life. And the first one was when I was about 3, and I clearly remember that it was going up a bunk bed we had in our room, and I thought it was my dad, because my sister had just lost her tooth, and I thought it was my dad going up the ladder to her bed to put money in. I thought it was the tooth fairy. And then I seen the same one 2 other times. And so it's not something I talk about a lot, but it is true. And yeah. And the other thing is I will tell you another time, you don't react the way you think you do. When I seen this spirit, it didn't scare me. It was just like, just don't react. You see people, but not me. I just very okay. So I was sitting, so this will go along with this story. I was sitting all my kids had gone to bed. David was working 3rd shift, and I was at home by myself, and I had a blog at one time. And so I was writing in my blog and just, sitting there typing away, and the computer we had in a little den area we had, and the whole house was dark, and I was just sitting there in the den area typing away, and I felt something tap me on my shoulder. And so I stopped, and I thought, I don't think I felt that. So I started typing again, and then I felt tap, tap, tap. And I was like, what the world, And I was just like, at that point, I knew I had felt something. And I knew all the kids were in bed, and I knew David wasn't home, and I'm thinking, what in the world? So I turned slowly around like this and looked over my shoulder. It was our stupid standard poodle we had. He was knocking me with his nose to let me have to go to the bathroom. And I said, "You stupid dog, how dare you?" And my heart was just racing for all it was worth. it took me a while to calm down, but no, I didn't scream. I didn't do anything like that. It was just, to this day, it makes my anxiety go up a little bit. So I remember that feeling, but you never react the way you think you're going to react.
No, you never do.
Okay, and then your last fact.
Oh my goodness, it's hard to think of. It's hard to think of a lot of things, but I'm gonna try to end this on a funny note, because you know, there's a lot of things that's happened in my life and in Bonnie's life. I had found a dead body one time with my brothers laying in the middle of the road, and it was a young boy who had overdosed.
That's not funny.
It's not funny, no.
You said I know. End it on a funny note.
I'm just saying these are well.
I shouldn't be laughing, but that's really not funny.
I was saying there's a lot of dark things that's happened in our life, so I was trying to find something funny, but now this is more of a story. It's not really like, oh, you know, this is interesting, but I'm the oldest of two brothers, and my youngest brother, Scott, he was something else. That boy, well, he's a man now, but he was fearless, except for the dark. He hated the dark. I mentioned that before.
Still does.
That was partly my fault. But I remember one time when we were at home, and he had done something. He'd gone into my room, which my brothers always like to go into my room and take stuff that didn't belong to them.
You don't touch David's things.
I mean, I don't care if Bonnie does. I really don't.
Okay.
As long as I know where it's at. But he had done something, and so I called him a stupid Homo sapien, because I don't know, I just did it. And he goes running to my dad, screaming, "He just called me a homo. I'm not gay. He just called me a homo. I'm not gay." And my dad said, "What is going on?" And I said, "I called him a Homo sapien." And my dad laughed so hard he fell off the couch, because Scott didn't understand a Homo sapien meant human. He thought it meant I called him gay. So that was hilarious. And to this day, he doesn't. I don't know if we've ever discussed it.
Yes, you have, and he laughs about it.
Yeah,
now,
he laughs now, but he's the one that used to terrorize us with a baseball bat. He would chase us with a baseball bat. He would throw rocks at us, and I'm telling you what.
Brother. But anyways.
Yeah. But that's what I was trying to end on, something funny. But
it went a little dark there.
Our cat is in the background, sorry. And we will join you tomorrow for day 12, halfway through the 24 WIPS of Christmas. And you all have a good evening. And bye.
Bye. Gosh, I think we went a bit far. Oh, you're